Hi, I'm Clinton.
I'm Claude, and we're the lamest offenders. So for today's episode, we are reviewing episode 2 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So let's spread our wings and fly.
Hi, Thanos. We're the lamest offenders.
I don't even know who you are.
We have a small but dedicated fan base.
Be sure to visit our sponsor at BaskervilleProductions.com.
Welcome back. So for this episode, it really just starts off with more or less the origin story of John Walker, why he's becoming Captain America and what's going on with that. He's basically just there, like it's a pep rally. It's all about him and to show off, everything about him. I really like the fact that he is a combat veteran, and then he kind of just gets thrown into this because he has so many accolades, and he's honestly not used to this because it's all about hype, and he's a PR machine basically.
He what, like 3 Medal of Honors they said he won or something like that.
I'm like, I thought you only get 1, but whatever, I guess. And it's just cool too because so they're in the middle of a football field, and he gets introduced, and then the band is playing Star Spangled Man, which is he's the man with the plan. Yeah. So that was really cool.
Very nice little touch.
Yeah, and the episodes like that, and then he's a really great interviewer too, like on the stage, and
a little too much nervous chuckling though for my liking.
Yeah, he's
kind of weird.
I don't know. He's getting trained on it. It's fine. And then I really like the fact that he does idolize Steve Rogers, Captain America. He doesn't want to replicate him. He just wants to try to be inspired by him and do the best that he can. I do like that.
I respect that a lot.
Yeah. So after that, it basically, out of nowhere, it just shows, I guess Bucky's kind of pissed off that, you have this John Walker fella just get handed the shield. Yeah. And he's pissed because Falcon basically was handed it to him. Yeah. And Falcon's like, I don't want it. And that's one of the reasons. It's a culmination of kind of their relationship is it's a little bit angry.
Yeah, so if Sam is at a hangar about to go on to his next mission in Munich, and Bucky's just there.
Yeah, no explanation whatsoever.
It literally could have said, thanks for getting back to me finally. It just, what's that, 3 seconds? And it fixes that problem. Yeah. Like that really bothered me a lot. And when Sam's walking into the hangar, you see Cap is back. Yeah. John Walker.
Oh, the poster?
And he just gets, he just cannot walk 2 feet. It's like the rake scene from The Simpsons. Like, it just keeps hitting him in the face.
It was pretty good. I really like that. Other than why is Bucky there? How did he get there? What's going on? Yeah. Another big issue I have, honestly, with the show is there's no explanation what's going on with Sam in the military. Yeah. So I guess he's re-enlisted with the Air Force, but later on he talks about him and Bucky being free agents. Yeah. It's just you
guys have to go through protocol, all that stuff. We can just do it.
That's
not how any of this works.
Yeah, because the U.S. Air Force is taking him in these huge Boeing transport aircraft. It's just what the hell is going on here? Yeah. I guess you get free reign.
Kind of lazy. Just sometimes the show can be really lazy, which is a bummer because when it works, like back to the hangar scene where Sam is talking to Bucky about the big 3. What's the big 3? Aliens, androids, and wizards.
Yeah.
And they have this
wizards. Doctor Strange is a
and it's like,
sorcerer.
What is he, Gandalf? What are you going to fight Gandalf? It's like, how do you know about that? It's like, I read Tolkien when it came out in 37.
Yeah. And that's another thing. And I'm like, it's kind of funny because it's sometimes the humor to me, with them constantly bickering, it's a buddy cop thing. Sometimes it doesn't really work, and I'm like, at what point are they just gonna bang it out?
They're like a married couple.
They were just straight up flirting. Yeah, and I was like, what the hell is going on? But once they're on that aircraft, they're basically going on a mission to investigate the Flag Smashers. Yeah. Basically, the Flag Smashers are stealing medicine and all this good stuff because, they're these, sympathetic terrorists, basically, that want to reunite the world without borders. And they have this big fight scene on these semi-trucks that's actually really cool. Yeah. I really liked it a lot better than whatever action was in the first one. And they actually did this a lot better than Age of Ultron, where Captain America's choking out Ultron, a robot.
My favorite scene in any Marvel movie.
But What I did particularly like, though, was whenever it's basically John Walker as Captain America and his friend are coming in, and it's basically his first real combat mission as Captain America.
Yep.
And they all get their asses kicked. So they totally fail.
Yeah. Thank God for Nissan's following too closely to a fight on a semi-truck because, John Walker probably would be dead, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he lands on this windshield. There's no way a car would follow that closely.
I think like 3 of them do too. Yeah, it's like everybody except Falcon like basically gets thrown off the semi.
Yeah, I mean it's like, oh, okay. Like U.S. agent really can't do. He's not that great in this so far.
No,
which we were talking about before. Like I thought he had the super soldier serum. Like it's.
Yeah, because it's just funny to me that Falcon doesn't have it, and then I guess U.S. Agent / Captain America doesn't have it, because I hope they explain that a little bit better. Because previously, like for Incredible Hulk, whenever the U.S. government's experimenting with it, like with Thaddeus Ross, you get the Abomination because they really screw up the formula. So, well, I guess he was just taking more of that juice, you know? Yeah. So. But
Bonds shake.
After that, I mean, obviously that didn't really go according to plan. They all fail in like stopping these trucks, and basically it kind of winds down with Bucky telling Falcon that, hey, there's somebody I want you to meet, like keep it on the DL. So then they go. I forgot where it was. I don't even know if they explain where in the country it was, but it was obviously somewhere like...
Oh, Baltimore?
Baltimore,
yeah,
was it?
Baltimore,
I thought it was like East St. Louis. It looks just like...
No, they go to Baltimore, Maryland to hang out with Omar.
Yeah.
The Wire.
Yeah. So they go there, and basically it's just... they're meeting with... Was it Isaiah? Yeah, Isaiah Bradley. Yep. And basically he was Captain America during the Korean War, and he... is not very happy because now he's living in this crappy neighborhood, has no resources whatsoever.
It's like hiding, basically.
Yeah, and because the American government like really screwed him over, you know, and that was the time it was, and you know, some argue that's how it still is, but basically it's a really cool scene, and I think it's really powerful, and it was honestly probably my favorite portion of this episode because it was powerful, and you feel for the guy.
Yeah.
He's pissed off, like he's abandoned.
He's mad. No one can blame him, honestly.
Yeah, and so that scene was really awesome, but what totally deflates it for me was, so immediately after that scene, Bucky and Falcon are walking down the street, and they just immediately get pulled over by cops. My problem with that is not so much that scene in particular, it's just that they just added it right after the Isaiah Bradley stuff, where the Isaiah Bradley stuff had a lot of weight to it, and it just felt like this one was just kind of shoved in there. I think it would have been better if they would have waited, maybe insert it in the first episode or somewhere else differently, but just like right here in this slot did not fit because it just felt like they were just doing it to showboat, you know, and it's typical, I feel like Disney, and it felt just like that really cheap scene in Endgame where they just like, here's the female Avengers, you know.
Force,
where it didn't feel natural, and it's just like, look at us, like, you know, like we're great.
It was forced, like you said.
Very forced. And there wasn't it just took away from the Isaiah Bradley stuff for me. Yeah. So it kind of pissed me off because that scene would have been great, but just somewhere else. Like it didn't need to be right there.
But Bucky was actually Bucky who was arrested because he missed his mandatory therapy session with the therapist from the first episode, and so U.S. agent uses his clout to get him out.
That big dong.
He basically says like, oh, he's part of the team now.
Yeah.
And I get a real Homelander vibe off of U.S. agent during this scene. He's just kind of like big smile, like but dead eyes. Like it's just like, okay, this guy's terrifying. So, and then Bucky and Sam are like, nah, we're gonna go this way.
Yeah. Because he tries to recruit Bucky and Sam, and he did that previously when they failed their mission initially. And honestly, like credit on John Walker because he is giving them. He's doing everything in his power to try to like team up with them.
Yeah, he wants the team.
Yeah. And Bucky and Sam are just hesitant to do it. Bucky just flat out refuses to do it, and then Sam just says, you know, they're going to be this these free agents.
Yeah.
Like, they shouldn't work together.
Yeah.
And it's cool at the very end because John Walker's like, if you're not going to team up with me, just stay the hell out of my way.
Yeah.
So I think that's just foreshadowing, and like, he's going to go off. Oh, I'm calling it now. He's going to go off the strings. Like, he's just going to go ham. He's going to take it too far, just like in the comics, and he's probably going to kill somebody.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go Homelander.
Yeah.
I mean, this is gonna be Marvel's Homelander.
I think it could really set up a really good Thunderbolts movie, like with having him U.S. agent, and then it's just Thaddeus Ross recruiting everyone. That's my wet dream. Hopefully it happens. Probably won't, but you heard it here first, okay? But for the very ending for this episode, it's basically Bucky theorizes that Hydra's involved somehow.
Yeah.
And who's an expert of Hydra? And their inner workings, it was Zemo, because that's how, like, with Civil War, like, he knew that they were making their own super soldiers, and there's tubes, and he shot them. So...
Well, he shot the Russians. He shot the Soviet ones. So,
right. And so for whatever reason, Bucky thinks it's a great idea to go visit him in prison when this guy knows the words to make him crazy. So, but maybe the Black Panther...
Well, he was deprogrammed. So, he could be okay. But,
it's... I just thought it was like, why the hell would you
why
go?
Would you
it's just
go
like,
back?
and Falcon's like, all right.
You think it's a good idea?
Yeah, whatever. Let's do this. So overall, what were your thoughts on the episode?
I thought it was okay. When the show works, like when Bucky and Sam are talking and they have that great dynamic, it works really well. Mm-hmm. There's some little problems I had. Like, it's just, like I said before, it's just kind of lazy in some portions.
No explanation for certain things.
I mean, I really want to like the show a lot, but I'm going to give it a 7. I'm going to give it a 7. I think I gave that last week. I mean, it needs just... I think with Zemo, and we're still getting Sharon Carter, so I think that will elevate it, hopefully. But, we need something more here.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think this episode, I really liked the Isaiah Bradley scene.
Yeah,
I think that was my favorite part. And then following that, it was the John Walker. Like, I really like that character and how they're establishing him and his interactions with... He's a whole new type of Captain America where they're fighting different wars now. He has a different perspective. So I think that could really pop up. But again, like you were saying, there's just shortcuts they took where just no explanation, where it's just, I don't know what's going on. Like, things don't make sense sometimes.
Just a quick throwaway line. That could solve so many problems, honestly.
Even with the positives with this episode, I think I'm going to give it a 6.8 out of 10. So there's some stupid things in it, in my opinion. So, but anyway, that's our review for the second episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Just join us next week when we do probably episode 3 is what's coming out next week. So,
spoiler alert.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll catch you later.
Thanks so much. Stay lame.
Bye.